So much smoke that it blotted out the sun, looking like a apocalypse out there. As we know right now, it's 16 confirmed dead, but we won't know the total death toll until they get everything under control. Thousands upon thousands of acres has burnt. I think the fire is going in like five separate areas, with the main area being Palisade. That's people's livelihoods, right? That's everything that somebody has invested their whole life is right there burning up. It's all gone. Ashes. It's all gone.
Hey guys, welcome to my crib. You come over here. We can barbecue. Come over here. We could light a fire, but as you see, we already have one back here.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay. Oh. Yeah, don't worry.
I don't know how these two guys got in this situation, but imagine like coming downstairs or out the basement and you got windows all the way around and that's what you surrounded by. Imagine not taking the warning seriously and then is that and you're trapped. I think these two guys made it out alive. I mean, just imagine the heat. You ain't gotta be that close to a fire to feel the heat. Imagine a situation like this and how hot it must be. What would be going through your mind? What would you do? A lot of people are panicked, man.
About that, dude. Look at that. Holy scary, huh? Yeah. Look at the plastic is gone, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Look at
Had the one already?
yeah. Holy shit. So, where's the gas?
Outside?
Okay, the gas is off right now.
And this right here is a scene when people was asked to evacuate and everybody started evacuating at the same time. And people got jammed in traffic and then the fire started coming near this traffic jam was. And these people was told by the police to leave their vehicles and get out of there. So I think later on down the line, emergency vehicles needed to get through. Of course, the people wasn't around, so they had to bring bulldozers in to push the cars to the side of the road in order to get emergency vehicles through to finish fighting the fires. I just want to take a second to think about and dwell on what a lot of people lost. People lost their businesses, their families, their homes, all their property. Like even with insurance, a lot of stuff you cannot get back. You can't get family heirlooms back. You can't get things that have sentimental value back. It'll never be the same for these people. Some people will never bounce back from tragedies like this. You see the smoke, that's why they was told to leave their cars and get out of there.
Don't drive over the hose.
When a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Let's think about what she just said, though. This is the fire chief.
When a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Now, to you got people to the certain extent that they said that firefighters was pulling up the hydrants and there wasn't any water in the hydrant. One of the big arguments going on now with Trump pointing fingers at the governor and the governor saying, hey, not right now, was because of one of the issues they had was in the wintertime up in the mountains, it's snow. All right. And then in the summer, of course, the fresh water melt. And they was, instead of saving that water and building reservoirs and channeling that water into different reservoirs for situations like this, they just funneled the water off into the ocean because they didn't want to threaten any wildlife. And it's supposed to have been a bill that Trump had pushed to try to do something about it. And Gavin Newsom, or the governor at that time, I think it was Gavin Newsom, who refused to sign it. So I'm not exactly sure 100%, but that's what I'm hearing online. You got people out here fighting their own fires. I don't know if they're getting water from the pool or they still have water.
These embers, you can see them. You can see them going. Don't just tell me to get on the roof. Then you can catch it, you know.
Like, yo, it's to the point like people's houses is burning down around them. And people is out there trying to save everything they work for. That's crazy. Look at this picture right here. He's on the roof with a garden hose while his neighbor house and his other neighbor's house burn in the background. And he's trying, and with the winds, he's trying to stop the embers from setting his house on fire. And it's definitely hot. He could feel the heat. You could definitely feel that heat.
You've seen what happened. You've talked about the fire.
This is a video from 4 years ago where they was talking about just trying to be, Trump was warning the governor about just getting everything together in case a situation like this happens. One thing you gotta think about, if you ever been in the woods, just think about your backyard. If you never raked the leaves and you got a bunch of trees, and how those leaves pile every year, they fall, it snow, they fall, they snow, it dries out. Like, you drop a match in that, woof. Imagine a forest that never been raked, never. Just imagine that. You ever try to walk through the woods?
Forest fires. Now we're permitting and cleaning up these forests so it will reduce the threat of forest fire as well as creating jobs in these communities.
We're all to do that in California, by the way.
Yes, sir.
California's a mess. We're giving billions and billions of dollars for forest fires in California. There's no reason for those fires to be like they are. They're leaving them dirty. It's a disgraceful thing. Old trees are sitting there rotting and dry, and instead of cleaning it up, they don't touch them. They leave them, and we end up with these massive fires that we're paying hundreds of billions of dollars for to fix, and the destruction is incredible. So I think California ought to get their act together and clean up their forests and manage their forests, because it's disgraceful. What's happening should never happen. I go all over the country and I meet with governors. The first thing they say is there's no reason for forest fires like that in California.
Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around.
He just lied. He said, I'm literally talking to the president right now, as he so-called put the president on hold to talk to her. And then she said, can I hear? And he said, I just tried to call 5 times. Just tell the truth from the beginning. Hey, I'm trying to get a hold of him.
To make the
Why is
call
the president not taking your call?
because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So
There's
let's
no
get
cell
it.
service.
Let's get it. I want to be
That's
here when
what
you
I'm
call the
doing.
president.
I appreciate. I'm doing that right now, and it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids, losing the school.
Everyone who went to school.
Yeah, the government definitely failed, because this is not a new thing. Forest fires didn't just come out of nowhere for California. It's a thing that always happens, but you hear a lot of people saying they just never seen it to this extent, and it actually, far as record wise in the destruction, this is like the worst it's ever has been in history. So like, one thing, as a governor, you in charge of everything in the state, and then you have your mayors who's in charge of cities. So they supposed to delegate those responsibilities out to different departments and stay on top of them and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, so they won't never get in this type of situation. You can't stop it 100%, but at least it's being prepared. Worst case scenario, like as a leader, you always supposed to plan for worst case scenario. So if you always plan for worst case scenario, is nothing beneath that you can't handle. You supposed to have your board and y'all supposed to, and all your experts sitting at the table, and everybody got to run every scenario down and what we could do, what the worst thing could happen, and what can we do in those situations. All right, let's prepare for everything. Let's put money in the budget for everything that we need to do, just in case this happens, so we won't lose. Just think about it. You lose business, you lose taxpayers. Like, think about the insurance. Insurance premium is about to go out the window because they're going to have to pay out their ass. This is billions of dollars in damage. Think about that.
There, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild. We're getting
Why
the
was there
resources.
no water in the hydrants,
That's
Governor?
all that's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to
Right.
be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
To
everything
fill the
I can.
hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can. I've
But
been
you're
doing whatever I
not.
can.
I see the. Do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people
I'd
are
like
safe.
to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing? Could
He wanted to get in that car the whole time. Only reason that he wasn't in that car faster is because it was a microphone in his face and it was a camera in his face, and he know the nation and everybody is listening to how he responds to this lady. So he extended her grace and was calm, and she had valid questions. Like, what are you going to do? He had no answers. And if it's not an answer, it's not. We're trying to figure it out right now. So much going on. First, we're going to try to get the fires contained and controlled. So with that, then we could work on actually putting out the fire. It's a lot of factors. There's wind. There's the water shortage. I'm weighing all my options as far as water. There's help that I can possibly bring in. We're on the phone trying to establish and put together teams to come in to fight areas as we work to get the fires under control. In the meanwhile, we evacuating and trying to keep people safe and relocate those people and set them up that we evacuated. So I got a lot on my hands. So I'm doing everything in my power. And right now I'm trying to get in contact with the president to get more resources here so I could do a better job and cover more ground. And that's a nigga with a GD. Like, a lot of people, man, we elect these people because they got the money to run and be politicians, but they're not real leaders. They're not real leaders. They don't even know what to say to this lady who just lost everything. And all the people that's going to watch who see this, who watching people lose everything rather. He don't know what to say. Look, his back is to her. She got an M90 mask on. Because that's letting you know the air there. He has no answers. We're doing everything. How you don't got the president on the phone? How? How you haven't spoke to him already? What is Biden doing? What is Sleepy Joe doing?
Somebody have a contact? Can I have your contact information?
Right there.
Thank you.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Look at her. That's when I yell at my dog for doing something, that's how he be looking. Just like that, respectfully, not calling her a dog. But look at her face. Don't know what to say. She's still trying to get briefed herself because she just got back from Ghana. Then what this remind me of when 9/11 happened and Bush was in there reading to the kids. He ain't know what to do. He sat there instead of getting up and getting to the situation room to see what the hell was going on. Somebody had to come get him like, yo, it's going down. We under attack. A lot of people even speculated that this may be a terrorist attack. So there's a lot of stuff that, granted, I'm pretty sure this was planned ahead of time for her to go to Guyana or whatever. But at the same time, I know it's going to take a while to get back. However, because, we not factoring that in. We just like something happening, you're gone in another country. But like, how fast did you work to get back here? Or did you assume that, hey, they got it under control, it's just a regular forest fire? But no, people elected you to be in charge, not to be over there hanging with delegates and watching other people get sworn in. No, your job is here. Meanwhile, people losing everything, and you don't have an answer. That's what I mean, because people got money to run, and people will back them so they can do their little shenanigans and funnel money out of the government with their little fake puppet here, and all of them, it don't matter what party. But these people not leaders. They don't know how to make decisions. They don't even know how to delegate power to other people, the smarter people that make the decisions for them. I don't know this lady credentials, and I don't care. I'm just looking at you right now when this shit is real. Everything look good on paper. I can make my GED look good on paper on the resume. But when it's real, when shit hit the fan, this is when it all comes into play. This is what we get to see what you made of, how you react under pressure. When it's an emergency, how you strategize, how you get things under control. You got an incompetent governor and a goofy mayor. They don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, you want to cut the taxes, not cut taxes, but cut funding to the fire department. You got pundits on Fox talking about DEI, when they make everything about race, when it ain't a race thing. You got people talking about why is Trump saying anything to Newsom on True Social. But he told them, they try to say it's political. That's not political, calling someone out for not doing their job. See, decision makers respect decision makers, right? And I respect that. You got to say something to him. Who's going to check him if nobody say something? So fences, right? See how he treated that lady. He was nice to her because the microphone and camera was in his face and everybody was watching. But he was like, yeah, whatever. She trying to check him. No, whatever. He's brushing her off. But when the president-elect check you, you're going to have to respond to that. You're going to have to put your best foot forward because now we got you under a microscope, an even bigger one. Now, let's see how you do. Because the people going to hold you accountable when it's time to vote again. Because your mismanagement of the damn fucking state. Clear the brush. Y'all like locking people up. Make that a release program. Put them in the woods to clean the brush up. It's so many different things. Y'all like the immigrants and illegal people coming there as a sanctuary state, put them in the woods. Pay them to do it. Since nobody want to do it. It's so many different things. If you sitting at the table with all your thinkers, y'all could have figured this out. But ain't no thinkers.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
Well, Elon must think that of all Americans and our culture, but that's another conversation.
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them?
Imagine being the representative of the people, the spokeswoman or man, and you have nothing to say to the press when they ask you a simple question. What was she doing on that flight back from Ghana? What I'm like, you don't even need the plan. You just need to know what's going on. It's like these people waiting for somebody to tell them what to say or to do. You got everything at your disposal. You're the boss of the fire department. You're the boss of the police. You the boss, not nobody else, and you don't know what to do.
Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Now, I don't know if she left beforehand or while she was there it happened, but you're back now and we need answers. Now, this is a close-up video of a video that's going viral of someone who was actually setting fires. Now, I'm gonna speculate that this is probably one of the reasons why that a lot of insurance companies now are canceling people's policies, because you have people trying to connect this arson to the actual wildfires and trying to get out of maybe paying the mortgage or actually getting the insurance claim so they can relocate, right? Whatever the reason, but it's not right. For one, insurance companies take advantage of people lone wolves doing stuff like this versus in totality, the majority, 99.9% of the fire is because of the wildfire that's going on. But this is the video close up. Look at this guy. I wonder where he from.
He started the West Hills fire because that was started at a parking lot. He's going to come over here and light up this area.
Oh my gosh. No, this is crazy. I can't even believe it. Because I'm like
a 30-year-old guy, you know.
Crazy. Because I'm like, how does a fire jump literal cities?
I know. I can understand there, but all the way over
Exactly.
to West Hills,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
okay.
all right.
Thanks for letting me know, guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy because you gotta think about like this guy running around starting fires everywhere and people like him. You got people, somebody may have worked third shift, so they probably sleep the morning. It could be a mom with her baby who was up all night nursing and then they slept during the day. And dad's off to work, the kids off to school. And they get in a situation like the video we saw previously where everything's burning down around them. But you got people like this for whatever nefarious reasons setting fires. And people die. People lose everything. And then if you're an insurance guy, you own an insurance company, you watching all this and you just think about everything you got to pay out, right? Everything you got to pay out. And for the most part, all insurances companies do is take a profit in. Because whenever they have to pay out, they penalize you. One thing we need to get a cap on is these insurance companies, whether it be car insurance, homeowners insurance, fire insurance, flood insurance. It shouldn't be a penalty when you use your insurance. Somebody can steal your car, break in your car, and your premium go up. But you've been paying for 7 years, 8 years for this one vehicle, and you never had nothing happen, never had any damage, not even a scratch. But that one claim that your premium went up hundreds of dollars, especially if you live in the inner city, you get penalized. Even if you call the insurance company, let's say, hey, I got water in my basement, and you don't, what's the name, or they deny your claim, even that call counts against you as a strike and can cause your premium to go up. So in situations like this, you got insurance companies counseling people fire insurance in the areas known for having fires. These are the real thugs, the real criminals. For one, they can't take a loss. And even when they get their back against the wall where they actually had to pay out, they cancel people insurance. The vice president spoke on it, but she offered it. She's like, yeah, just confirming that they are doing it. But nobody's stopping it. Nobody has powers over the insurance company. Like, this has been a problem forever. This last election cycle, nobody brought it up. They brought up everything but that. Nobody talked about that. They are literally raking people over the coals. And now, when you need it, when you need that payout to start your life over, because that's what you paid for, no, we're just going to cancel it. You're on your own. I seen something where President Biden vowed to pay for everything. He's not even going to be in office. He just gave a couple of billions to Zelensky. He's not even going to be in office. So that don't even mean anything. What he said, that don't even mean nothing. But you got insurance companies counseling people's policies. Imagine being in a hospital, on, on a breathing machine, about to go to hospice, and they cancel your life insurance or something crazy like that. Imagine that. That's why you had the situation with the dude shot the CEO. Because people are tired of the insurance companies getting to do what they want to do when they feel like it. For some clause, somewhere, they could try to justify what they're doing, whether it's right or wrong.
Sadly, many insurance companies have canceled insurance for a lot of the families who have been affected and will be affected, which is only going to delay or place an added burden on their ability to recover.
Why she act like she ain't in office now? Why she act like she ain't in office now? Do something about it. Make Sleepy Joe do something. Somebody do something. It's okay. We just gonna let the insurance companies fuck everybody over. Look at the disaster. But yet, let it be a country where we need to just bomb the shit out of somebody, send money to kill people. We all aboard. Here's billions upon billions upon billions. A bipartisan agreement to send all this money to kill because it makes their donors' monies in the weapons industry. Forever wars, and that's both sides.
And I think that is an important point that must be raised, and hopefully there can be some way to address that.
I hate to keep stopping this. Like, they talk like they're not the ones in charge. She no different than that mayor. She said a whole lot of nothing. Nobody knows who's on first, what's on second, and who's on third. Who's going to pay for anything. Fuckers.
Issue because these families, so many of them, otherwise will not have the resources to recover in any meaningful way.
Of course, because people live in check to check. That's the whole point of insurance. You pay into a pot. We all pay. So if they got 1 million people, this one company, right, that's policy holders, right, and they pay all these different amounts, right, on a monthly basis. These insurance companies make billions of dollars a month or hundreds of millions, right? And they take that money and they invest it in other things and flip your money, right? Meanwhile, they not just fire insurance, they got homeowners insurance, they got flood insurance, they got life insurance, they got health insurance. They all tied together. And they bought the daggone House and the Senate and everybody else and all your representatives. So now when these laws are getting written, it's with them in mind. So they won't lose no money. They don't lose. In this situation, there's no way that they cannot afford to pay. Well, excuse me, get out of paying people. That's crazy.
And many of them have lost everything.
And of course, there's always going to be a criminal element to everything. Meanwhile, a house burning, these fools are looting. They're looting. Now, you imagine evacuating, right? And your house gets saved and you come back, the fucking hoodlums done looted and took all your belongings, man. Took everything of value. That's crazy. So with that being said, they called in the National Guards to tap that down, which is a good thing. This picture will go in infamy of you looting somebody's belongings. This is you. This gonna make some magazine cover. That's crazy. Imagine you just being you. What you known for, man? That was me. The house burning in the background. People outside watching as the other people go into the house. This you. No, was he taking the trash can over there, the recycling bin? Look, we're going to take the recycling bin and put stuff in it. To put stuff in it. So, of course, we can't forget our UAPs and sightings and stuff like that. We can't leave that out. But in this video, someone said that it was a boy UAP spotted near the fire. So we're going to see if we can see it in this video. I think it's an arrow pointed to it.
The whole entire hills were on fire.
So like right here. I think it's zoom in, but while we on the UAP situation, right? Because I did a video talking about it. It was a whole lot of speculation on my end, all the possibilities of what it possibly could be, right? Now they're saying that it's possible that these UAPs are launching from Chinese subs, in that they have been over top of power plants, nuclear facilities, maybe DC, all around New York, heavy populated areas, in a show of force. Because think about it. If these things could carry nukes or anything like that, play if you want. Boom. We can't track them. We can't shoot them down. There's so many of them. They doing whatever they want to do. Think about how much a threat that is. That's bigger than the balloon flying over the Northwest and Northeast and getting shot down by the F-22 Raptor over the ocean. China got pissed. He's saying that is still going on too. Sleepy Joe. But they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to tell us what it is. They keep having these meetings with these governors and mayors, and they just walking out of these meetings frustrated with no information, leaving knowing less than they went in the meeting to find out. So let's see. Shit. All right, so look, I think that might be something exploding. Hold on. Let me let the video play. But look at that. Look at this fool.
The whole entire hills were on fire.
think these supposed to be what they're saying are the orbs. But one could say, hey, that's maybe something exploding, maybe. But look at that, man. Look at that. These are people. This is where people live. This is where people had their businesses at. They send their kids to school. Look at that. Oh, I see it. But see, at the same time, I don't think no plane will fly over that. It's possible. I'm not ruling it out. I wouldn't say that's the fire starter, but it's possible. Because if, let's say hypothetically, if it is China and they did that and we knew that those were their orbs and they're on the scene of the crime, right? Like that's an act of war. Just them being able to fly them in here and do what they want to do, that's an act of war by itself.
Look at this fire tornado spotted above the Palisades fire this morning. This was captured by Air 7. Just a wild view there.
There was just so much going on. A fire tornado. Just because we don't live there, we don't understand like the winds. I'm not a weather man, but I heard him talking about like how those tornadoes form, and that's crazy though. This in the midst of a fire. Look at that. So not only is shit getting burnt up, it's getting tossed around. So another thing they was talking about was the fire retardant. They were saying that they had to stop doing that because it was pointless because it was so much wind that the fire retardant wasn't landing where they wanted it to land. And of course it's gonna take a little bit precision to be able to, like come in like a bomber and drop the fire retardant on the fire or where you don't want to burn, trying to contain the fire. So that was crazy hearing that. So like they was having issues like anything over like 120 miles per hour winds, they couldn't fly. And then you got to think about the fire retardant in itself. Like in order to do this, they got to go land at a airport where the fire retardant is, refuel and fuel the fire retardant, take off and come back and do another run and come back, land, do the whole process over and come back. So for them, missing their mark because of the wind is a lot. It's not a small thing.
Descends onto the Pacific Ocean, collecting some 6,000 liters of water in seconds, then takes off to fight the flames again. It takes skill and experience to drop water from that high up and snuff out monster flames like this.
See, and that's the difference here. And this is supposed to be Canada coming to the rescue to help us out because, they have forest fires in Canada as well. And they have equipment to fight fires from air too. So they came in to help us out, whatever. But like to the point, they come down, he said it got 16,000 liters of water and he dumped it. You got to think, going to the ocean and back to drop the water is not like with the fire retardant where they got to go back to an airport, land, and get refueled and come back all the way there, depending on how far apart the airport is where the fire retardant is. There's a whole lot of logistics when it comes to that versus just being able to come down, scoop water, fly a couple of miles, drop it, and it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So
it's no wonder California is calling on Canada for more help battling those wildfires.
all right, so this is supposed to be, I seen this video. It's supposed to be, shout out to Mexico too. Supposed to be Mexican firefighters, right? And them coming in to help, because a lot of the stuff with Trump, being the president elect, and deportation, and deportation is not just people south of the border, but a lot of people come in south of the border, right? Because we bump heads with Canada talking about tariffs if they don't get their border in order. And then recently Trump talking about, trying to see what's going on with Greenland, and also even talked about annexing to a certain degree Canada and renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, right? So everybody like, look, they coming in to help, but like this video, I can't say for sure 100% if we called on Mexico to come and help us. If we did, shout out to them, but I don't think they'll be crossing the border illegally, walking to go fight the fire, right? But what it looked like they're gearing to do is like dig trenches and separating like dry brush so the fire can't just spread. But when you got wind, the wind will blow an amber to the other side and boom. Or maybe some controlled burns too. You know what I mean? To try to stop it from spreading. But they were saying that was the Mexican government sent those handful of guys and stuff. I even seen videos with 100 choppers flying and all this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think that's the way they would come. We got enough resources here, people resources anyway, to get people there from all over the world. I'm pretty sure the way our firefighters set up, man, they run to the fires. So I'm pretty sure we could have enough volunteers willing to go fight the fire. And if any help, we welcome it from any other country, especially our neighbors, because we always help our neighbors. That's how it should be, regardless of the politics.
This is insane.
That's what people are waking up to, nothing. Meanwhile, you got the governor not having a plan of action. You have the mayor with no answers. You got Trump calling both of them out, and they saying he's making it political when he just calling them out because they ain't doing what they supposed to do. And it's not just him. Everybody's calling them out. We want to know what happened with the water, why we couldn't use the fresh water from the mountains when it melts and runs down the mountain and turn to a river, and why didn't we just make reservoirs to store that water instead of just letting it run out to the ocean for some fish or whatever the case may be, right? We want to know what's going on with the insurance companies. Why can't nobody put their foot on the brakes and stop them from counseling people policies when they need it the most? And you got the vice president sitting up there like, who's on first, what's on second, and what's on third? Nobody can do anything, and just saying the obvious, but we all know there's people who's going to be fucked up without their insurance, because that's what we pay for it for. People lost a lot. People are dying. People, just their whole livelihood, not just their homes. Some people lost their jobs because their jobs or their businesses burned up in the fires as well. They lost their animals. You got tons of videos of animals fleeing. You got animals that normally would eat each other, running down the road together, trying to get away. So this is not a small thing. This is a big deal. And, yeah, man, my prayers out to California.